All right, welcome again. Today is going to be a big cook day. I'm cooking breakfast and lunch at the same time. This morning is Saturday morning, and I wake up and I just feel like doing a big cook. Okay, I've been fasting. I fasted all night from yesterday evening about 7 o'clock. Checked my blood sugar this morning, was 77. It's pretty good. I'm happy with that, and I haven't eaten yet, but I still have the energy to cook right now. And tell my wife, I said, look, let's do a big cook. I'll make my breakfast, but I'll make lunch and everything one time. Because this combination I'm going to cook here is 100% diabetic friendly, high blood pressure friendly, cholesterol friendly, acid reflux friendly, weight loss friendly, just pure healthy, right? There's no need to add anything else in here that is not good. When I finish cook this food and we eat, my blood sugar is not going to spike, period, with this food, based on my experience, right? So I thought I'd get to share. Now, there's a lot of food to cook. Look at it here. I have bitter melon here, okay? I have eggplants cut up here. I have my 4 greens and some carrots cut up here, because I must have greens in my food. Every day, leafy greens has to be in every meal. I have some fish, so we call kingfish or Spanish mackerel. I have some pork chop, some mushrooms. There's some fresh seasoning for just to garnish and kind of put on the food when it's almost finished cooked. Some tomatoes for that purpose too. Some shrimp, some eggs I already have beaten. So the cheese for the eggs. So the eggs gonna be with shrimp, mushrooms and cheese. And the fish gonna be with this seasoning here. The pork chop gonna be going on my stove grill. And that's it. And that's enough food there and enough variety. Very healthy, very nutritious, and very friendly for diabetes. Very friendly for diabetes, to prevent diabetes, pre-diabetes, just pure healthy, okay? So I have all my pots going. So what I want to do is cook all at the same time almost, because I don't want to stay here all day cooking. And these are food I can cook in a very short period of time. But I'm used to cooking multiple pots, so I'm not going to do one pot at a time. I'm also going to use some seasoning here. Some of my fresh homemade seasoning. It have lots of herbs in here, garlics, onions, and so on, because I don't use powder seasoning in anything. And the only powder I would use is some salt. This salt, I buy a special salt and I pour it in this bottle jar. And it's a salt that doesn't have any of those dark sides and so on, and those things to make it loose, so it get clunky sometimes. And a little black pepper, or I crush black pepper, or this black pepper, right? So this is what I use. And for my oils, I use avocado oil for frying and olive oil for sauteing, right? So these are my oils. So we're talking healthy cooking here. Right, so my pots are all on the fire and they already get heated. So I'm now going to start to add oils and start adding my food into these pots. So the first one I'm going to do, I'm going to get my pork chop rolling, okay? So I'm going to use a little olive oil in this pan. It's a nice grilling pan for inside. It don't require too much oil, very little oil, because we don't use too much oil. Just a little oil, and it should be hot. The handle is cool, so I could just spin it around. The pot already was heated. Just to give my pork chop a little starter. But the pork chop have fat in it, so it's going to create its own oil also. Right? So we're going to drop them 2 pork chops. Let me get a cover here so that I won't have to worry about. I got to find the right my pot cover in one area, and my pot's another area, and there my cover is right there. Boom. So I'm going to put my pork chop in, and to avoid a bunch of splattering mess, I'm going to keep my cover nearby. So this pork chop goes in here. They're already seasoned with my homemade seasoning, and the stove is really low, so there they go. And they're going to take the time and cook. That goes to boom. He's going. So I need to worry about it again a little bit. Right? The next item, going to be my fish. I'm going to put my fish in this pot here. And I'm not going to use no oil for the fish, because I don't want to fry everything I cook this morning. Everything don't have to be cooked in fry. I want to use olive oil. I like to fry my olive oil, so I get the benefit of the olive oil. I like to use it on the food itself. And I fry with the avocado oil. So I don't want to fry my fish today. So I have some hot water. I always do hot water to start my, because my pot is already hot. So I'll put enough water in the pot. Boiling up. And that is my fish. And I'm going to steam the fish. So I'm going to put a little tomato in that water to get my flavor here. Raise the stove a little bit, get a little more heat so that tomato could cook. Put the tomato in here. Alright, and give me a nice sauce with my thing. A little bit of my fresh seasoning goes in here. Yep. That's gonna make a nice flavoring for that pot. And then a little bit of my my grind seasoning will go in there too. Right? Not too much. And I'll cut up a little pepper in here, a little habanero pepper. It's not so hot, it's hot but not too hot. Alright, that's good enough there. I'll let that bad boy start to cook out there. I'll cover that. See all my spoons right here. This will need a little salt and black pepper, but I'm not going to put any yet because I seasoned the fish already. And I'm not sure how salted it will be. So to avoid over salting my food, I will wait. I'll wait for a while before I decide to put any more salt in there. Next thing going on is my eggplant. I'm going to go in this pot back here. But for that one, I'm going to start the eggplant in the avocado oil. Because I'm not going to fry it, but it just steams really good, a little bit of oil, not too much oil. But these oils are good for your cholesterol and stuff. They're not bad oils. So you can do them. So this eggplant is going to go in here, just like that. Nothing too much, nothing fancy. Go stay there. Moving all the pot at the same time. Tell you. It might look like a lot, but this cooks down to nothing. Cooks right down to nothing. I'm not putting any water in there. Again, put my pot cover that down. It's not even the right cover for that one, but it fit, so that will work. And over here, I'm going to do my bitter melon over here. Right? That pot is hot already too. Put my little avocado oil. All I use is only a little bit. All I put here is only a little bit eventually used. And my bitter melon is going to go, but I'm going to do a little different with that. I'm going to add a little, you don't have to add curry, but I want a little curry in that. Go down a little bit. I want a little curry. I don't put too much, because I'm not making curry bitter melon. I just want a little curry taste. But you don't have to use curry. You could just put it like that in oil. Right? But I'm going to do a little curry here. And I think my pot is a little bit hot. Put the water in here. Don't want to burn that too much. And then I'm going to put my bitter melon in here. I'm not going to use all of this, maybe another spoon. All that. Now let's toss it on. Raise my fire a little bit, and then I'll heat to cook that. I'm going to cook there. You know what? I think I might just cook all of that. A little bit back. That's enough right there. Okay. So that's rolling. And that bitter melon, I'm going to drop some of my herbs in there too. And this goes in everything. The herbs in there, I give it nice flavor. Some goes in here too. Get that nice flavor too when it cooked down. See? Herbs go in all of them. Goes in here. That goes in here. I didn't fry the herbs down because I didn't want to fry it down. I just wanted to steam in there and get a fresh flavor. I didn't want to, I did not want to fry it and get it sauteed and all that. I don't have to do that. You know, you could cook different ways, however you want. How many spoons going here? You can cook a variety of ways. Right? I don't put too much water in any of these things. Here. And I cover that one down too. If I can find another cover, I can put that down. I have to use this bigger cover here because I can't see the cover here that will fit that right now. So everything is covered down and rolling. So everything is going right now, see? So right here is gonna go my my shrimp. See? Everything is rolling. So that, not too much oil again. This pot is not a non-stick or anything, so you gotta make sure it's oil. Yeah. And here, I'll be doing my my shrimp, which is seasoned already. So I'm not doing too much other stuff in here because this one I'll use a plastic spoon. So my shrimp goes in here. Shrimp is already seasoned. A little pepper and stuff in here, black pepper and salt, and stuff in here. Or you could use a little butter in your food. Sometimes I use a little butter. So I have to make enough butter. I don't use too much butter when I'm doing, but sometimes a little bit of butter, a good butter, is okay. It's not bad. A little bit. I use a little butter like that. And most of the stuff I put a little butter, not too much, or no butter at all. Right. I check on everything, make sure it's cooking down. Yep. Cooking down. With hot water. A little bit just to keep it steamed, just to get the steam rolling. Right. See the fish, come on, see this, look at this. The fish water is, steam water for the fish is cooking on really nice. So that tomato had to melt. I'm going to make my tomato flavor like a tomato paste. But I don't use tomato ketchup either. I don't use any processed food or any processed seasoning or eat any processed food. So I had to make my tomato paste or my ketchup by steaming fresh tomatoes. See? And then I use fresh tomatoes and everything. So I also going to drop a little bit in here because they make a nice flavor. See that water? All as the tomato is doing it by itself. And I put a little bit in here too. See the water from tomato? Makes a nice little thing there. See? So I use about 3 tomatoes and everything gets served with that tomato, with the 3 tomatoes. With hot water, this is for steaming. Keep the steam going. Steam some. So everything is steaming right now. Rolling. See? The only thing left to put on the stove, which I'll do last, is these vegetables here. That takes 2 minutes. I need no more space. I only have 6 burners. So that's it, no more space. Now I put my hands on my pot away in a safe way so I don't knock them over. This is the only one I had no choice but to put it like this. But I have everything else I have in a safe location so I don't knock them over. See? Except this one, but I keep an eye on it. So I raise the stove now to get the shrimp cooking. This shrimp is going to go with my eggs. Now that's my thing, okay? I try different things and I just feel like trying a shrimp, salted shrimp with eggs. So I'm going to try it because I feel like trying it. Right? But what I want you to see is this combination I'm putting together here, healthy. And it's going to be tasty because they all seasoned with that good herb. But let me tell you about this. I wish you could smell this. Ah, the garlics and the shadow benny and the chive and the onions and the red onions and white onions and yellow onions and celery and cilantros and everything is here grind up, right? And a little bit of red wine vinegar. So smells really, really good. Okay? So now this mushroom, I'm going to add this mushroom to the shrimp. White mushrooms is also very good. White mushrooms is very nutritious. Very, very nutritious. It has cancer fighting agents also in the white mushroom. See? So white mushrooms is really, really good. And I have a little bit of herbs in there. Now, I grow herbs in my garden. I don't get a whole lot, but I get enough. I use up most of what I had, but see, I grow my little herbs in the backyard, and I pick our little peppers and things, but I get enough to cook. I meat every so often. I don't have a big garden, so I get a nice amount, but it's fresh, organic, and good for me. So I don't have to buy those things. So most of that stuff I grow in my backyard, and this is what I do. I grow it behind my plants, so nobody can even see I have a garden. You see? All my fruits, all my things is mostly behind the plants or next to the plants. So I kind of integrate my garden with my plants in my the front and back. I saw it in France. I was visiting Paris one time and I saw it and I loved it. I thought it was a really good idea. In Paris, any building you go to, you see plants, beautiful plants. If you go close up and go behind, you'll see cabbage and eggplants and stuff behind it growing. And I thought it was a fantastic idea to create garden space without having a garden all over, specific. So I've been copying that so far. Everything is moving. Look at me. I'm almost done, Just a matter for these things to cook out. You see? Just a matter of them cooking out. And I think this is good enough here for my fish, because I don't want to melt everything to a paste. So I'm going to put my fish in here and then steam. So in goes my little fish. Steam. And the fish is already seasoned. So all these things are most likely good in salt. And I use a little fish sauce. Yeah. I want everything in my pot. I want every juicy piece of taste in the pot here. And I'm steaming it on low. Yep. Keep that there. Please piling up. Put this on low. Boom. Cover that down there. Give it a nice low heat. And let it do its thing. Let it steam and nicely. Steam nicely. See that? And look how much pot's going at the same time. And I have a lot of different spoons, like the chain spoons, to make sure I don't put fish in non-fish. So the wife's not too big on the fish. So I don't want to put fish spoon in stuff that she's going to eat. Now there's some sausage back here. I don't eat those processed sausage, but once in a while my wife might like one or two, half a piece. So if I'm going to cook it in anything, I'll boil it first to get all the salt out of it and throw it in boiled water. Boil it twice, get all that salt and all that thing out there. And then I will cut it up in small pieces and saute in some oil for her, with a little tomato. And that's how she would eat it. But I always boil it and throw it in water, boil it twice, because some processed and so much salt in those things. So, but I just boiled it in case she wanted that, because I'm going to eat eggs and fish. And she for breakfast wouldn't have anything, she's not eating the shrimp. You see, and the fish. She eats salmon, but she don't eat the other kind of fish. So I'm doing that in case she wants that. Right now, everything is rolling nice. See, everything is rolling nice. Look at my thing is cooking back here nicely. Steaming in a nice low heat. Right, I'm gonna let it steam down in a nice low heat, and I'm gonna check it for salt and pepper, because this don't have any salt and pepper in it yet. But I'm not gonna do it right now. And the eggplant doesn't have any salt and pepper either yet. So I'll let it continue steaming, and I'll check it again when I'm ready, almost finished, to add my salt and pepper. You don't have too much. See, it's so small it's coming already. It's getting small now, see? Shrinking down already. I put too much water, I don't want to get too watery. So I think I'm rolling. Big cook. You think you can cook 6 pots at the same time? My wife, she said, man, you crazy. She said, I can't do it. She will do the same food in 6 hours. I want an hour per pot. And no matter what I say, she said, honey, I gotta finish this one. I gotta taste it, make sure it's right. Me, I do it all at one time. So we're gonna finish this in less than an hour. I'm ready to eat. And tell you how I like my colors today. I'm feeling really colorful. See, when I finish eating, I'm gonna take a little walk out to the mall or something and chill for a little while. And then this evening, if I get together to go to, I'll do that later. I'm a good boy in Little M out there. So Frisco. So right now, I'm just feeling colorful. So I'm cooking, and when I finish, I just eat something and go on the line with the wife, go and shop a little bit, you know. But I like my colors, you know. She's plain Jane. She like pastels and stuff. Me, I like yellows and greens and pinks and purples and all kind of color. I'm a colorful kind of guy. So this shrimp is good now, and the mushrooms is good. I just need to get that water jar out a little bit. And then I'm gonna drop my eggs in here, and a little bit of cheese. A little more. As soon as I dry down, I put olive oil in here. Is that high? And get the olive oil to put the eggs in. See, I want to dry this out, all the water, and then put the olive oil in it. See? That's what I'm doing. And these pork chops are coming along pretty nicely. Look at that. They're cooking nice. See, they make their own water. And there's a low steam, low cook, so they're steaming real good. Once I raise the heat, they're going to dry out as I need them. But I want to rush them too quick. Let them cook like a steam first, and then let them dry out later, before I take them off. So I think I'm doing pretty good. I was kind of worried that can I do all this on video at the same time and stay stable and stay organized? And I think I'm doing pretty good so far. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good. A little more black pepper crush here. That's drying out good. Yeah, man. Hope you're liking this. I don't normally do a full cooking video because I just do eating the food. But today I just felt like cooking everything straight on the camera. I don't care how long the video is. 30 minutes, 40 minutes, I just gonna do it, right? That's what I feel like doing. See, this jar is nice. So now I'm gonna add some olive oil to this. So I can put my so I can put my eggs in here now next. So I'm trying to get the benefit of the olive oil. I don't want too much heat, so I cook from scratch in olive oil. So now to dry it out. Olive oil is there now. That will cook the egg. So I'm going to put my eggs in there now. There goes my egg. And you might say, what are you doing? I never saw that before. Well, I never saw it before either. Right? And this pan, this kind of pan is not non-stick, so these are harder to cook eggs and stuff in. And I've got a cheese. I can go in here to get more flavor. Drop a little cheese in here. Yep. And let that bad boy cook. You know how stainless steel pots are. You don't necessarily get them to work the way you want them to. They stick. They stick more than a non-stick pan. I usually use a non-stick pan to do eggs. This is what I was doing the shrimp. I just I want my pots to look alike today. I have full pot sets, but I have a lot of variety of all kind of color pots sometimes. So today I say, you know what? I want my pots to look alike. So put away them non-stick pots, the blue pots and red pots I have. I'm cooking all silver pots today. So my food gonna look unique on the stove. But I have so much pot because I love to cook and I'm always buying pots. Wife always saying, another pot again? I say, all right now, give me a break now, God. I like my pot, I'm a pot man. I like to cook. She said, all right. And then she goes and buy me a pot. I'm like, I thought you complained about me having too much pot. Because she bought me this pot, I didn't ask for this pot. She said, I saw it, I thought you would like it. I said, but you always telling me I'm buying too much pot and you want to buy me another pot. This pot almost costs $100 and something for this pot. She said, but it's a grill pot? Yeah, I'm a grill pot. I said, all right. I guess she want to buy the pot, she want me to buy it. She want to be one buying, only buying. She wants a chance to shop. So I said, buying too much pot, and she buying the same pot for me again. Right, so we rolling nice. We rolling nice. Eggplant getting small and crunching down very nice. Yeah, soon I'm gonna add a little pepper and thing there, black salt. Cook it down nice. All the little onion, tomatoes and stuff, add a little flavor to that. So we talk on onions and tomatoes in there, a little pepper. See that? See it right now? Look at that. No water, steaming in its own water. So flavor nice. See that? Look at that. Steaming down in its own little water. You don't want to boil it too much to get it all watery, you know? I wish I could find the cover for this part so it could tighten up. But I don't know where I do that big cover. It's somewhere here. I just not sure. I'm a big cover. You know, but let me see if this can fit any better than this one. Yeah, that's way better. Yeah, better steam with that one. See that? And plenty pot, you know. What kind of pot cover here? When I can't find one, I'm making it all work. You see that? That's steaming way better than that. The other cover is letting go steam through the sides. And that caused my thing to need water. I don't want to add no water. I want it steaming its own oil. The only thing I don't like about these stainless steel pot for eggs, the egg sticks in the pot so much, and I have to stir it so much. If I use a non-stick pan, I wouldn't have this issue. But I just wanted to use, like I said earlier on, I wanted my pan to look alike on the stove. But I really don't like using these for eggs and stuff. You know? They're just too much sticking. And I keep the stove on low. I have it on nice low so it shouldn't burn up. Now look at my fish. Fish coming along nice. See how steaming nice? Fish steaming nice in here. Look at that. And fish don't take long to cook. So soon it's done. Fish steaming. Look at the fish already cooked. You can saw it breaking already. I'll touch it. Yeah. That's good. I didn't want to check the salt on this because I know the flavor is good. I don't want too much salt either. But I know it's good. I could lift it up a little bit to get the water, a little more water dry out and give it a little more heat. So now I could raise the heat on that a little bit. And I think we're looking good. I'll put on some music, but the last time I did a video and I play some music in the background, I see Instagram, what YouTube said. Violation. I'm like, oh man, I forgot the music was in the background there. I didn't even mean to do that. So now I have to turn everything off, all the TV and singing the music in the background. I wish I could have played a little so-called little reggae or something right now. But I don't want them to tell me nothing about that. So until I can figure out how to get my own music, I'm going to stay without the music. But I'm going to figure it out as I go on. I just not enough time to become a master at the editing yet. You know, I'm not a master at that yet. So good time now. I'll make some time and learn that. That takes a little while because I have it on real low. Because I don't want the pot burns up, you know. Right. But I'm happy how everything progressing. Like I say, a few more minutes, all is gonna be done, and I'll do my my vegetables here, my green stuff. All right. So this egg is good now. It's nice and soft and not too hard. So it's egg and shrimp. So this is my breakfast part here. This is pretty good. So I'm gonna turn this off, and I'm gonna put my egg in my pan and put an egg in this pan here. Yep. And this is healthy. The shrimp is healthy, the egg is healthy, none blood sugar spiking. So I like about these pans. Oh God, they burn up. They're not burn, but everything sticks in the pan. And there's ways you can do it, but I just try to keep it oil and things like that, but it still does it. So I just use stainless steel, non-stick pan cooking eggs, but today, give me a break. I'm taking a break today and I'm doing this. But it's alright. But you know what, that stuff in the pan, it tastes good right here. It's like this here. Oh, this tastes good. I see this, you know. Yeah. All that flavor in the bottom here. You think I throw this away? No, I ain't throw that away. I ain't waiting now for you to see. But I'm going to eat it when you watch it. When you watch it, I'm going to eat it. Now, since that is going like that, I have another pot here. And I'm going to add one here so I could start my vegetables. You see? So I can start my vegetables. See? And the vegetables is I don't do nothing fancy with vegetables. I just put a little bit of oil and just steam that in there. Put a salt and pepper and that's it. I don't put nothing in the vegetables, like nothing fancy, because they have so much flavor. They have all their own stuff in there already. So I don't bother with that too much. Alright, so that's going in here in a minute. You see one thing done already? Let me check these. Now this egg spoon is done. I will use it again. Right, I use another spoon. Check my eggplant. It's coming along really good. See? Getting nice and soft. Crush it on a little bit like that. And then now we're going to add my salt and pepper to that in a minute. I don't want to make an eggplant paste or anything. Because I want the eggplant to be still, I have the skin in there too. So I just want the eggplant to be a little still chunky. You know, just cook nicely. Alright, so now I could add a little salt to that. Because I don't add too much salt. So a little salt there. And I'll use this black pepper because it gives me a little black pepper. And I could put a little piece of butter in there. Not too much. It's a small piece of butter for a little flavor. That's it. This eggplant is almost done. So I'll leave that there, stir that in. Now if when you're eating your food, you want more salt, just sprinkle more salt on it. But I'd rather cook it with less salt than to have too much salt. So when if my wife eating some of these and she want more salt, she could put more salt. If I want more salt, I could sprinkle more salt in it. But right now, that idea of the flavors of the tomato and stuff is good enough for my eggplant. Cover that back down. Keep that stove low now. That stove going low till it's done. Let me check on this bad boy over here and see how he going. Come along nice. All the water dried out. But I just wanted to cook a little bit more, so I'm going to put a little bit more hot water in here. I want to steam it a little bit more. So put a little bit of hot water in here. And then I will add a little salt to that too. See, I don't put too much stuff in my food. A little salt like that. Again, if you want more salt, you could always add salt. A little pepper. Because I have flavor already from all these herbs I put in there. You get flavors in there already. And I also could put a little piece of butter in that. See, I put small pieces, not too much. Like that. And this here, you could add salt again if you want also. Right when you're eating it. But for now, this is good for me right this here. Nice and chunky. Cover that back up. Let's steam some more. Be good. Almost done. Our fish here is done. 100% sure that fish is done. We grab a container to put the fish in. I have to get a flat spoon for that. Yep, fish is nice and steamed. Yep, look at that. Oh, look at that. Steamed fish. Nothing fancy. Nothing fancy. See all that herbs in there? Woo! You can smell it. Smells good. I'll take it out of there now. That's how I'm cooking pot after pot after pot. Yep. My kitchen kind of convenient though. Things is nearby. I'm going to turn this off. Boom. You go off. And you go in here. Yes. Smelling good. And this kind of fish is a Spanish mackerel. And the two best fish you can eat for diabetes is mackerel and for cholesterol actually, and diabetes and all, is mackerel and salmon. They're the two best fish for health, two best health fish. They're good for everything like that. So that's why I like to use those. In Trinidad they call it kingfish, I think. But here it's called Spanish mackerel. Look at the herbs on that. And you tell me that ain't good. Now you tell me that is nice. That's a nice something there. Look at that. Beautiful. Look how I'm shaping up. Woo. Yep. So next thing now, since I'm doing multiple pots, I can start hitting my vegetables in this pot. Here I pop it. That's enough. The rest, and cook it another time. They're back right there. And I cover this pot to steam. Now I have the cover for this one because the cover I used earlier on. I can get covered down and steam that vegetables there. Pot finishing one by one quickly. One by one they're coming down quickly. So I'll check on this again. This eggplant is pretty good. Pretty much done. Yeah. I don't put no curry in it or anything because sometimes you curry the eggplant and thing, but I don't feel for that right now. So if you want to curry eggplant, you can curry eggplant. I just wanted it steamed like this with the tomatoes and the herbs and thing. That's what I wanted to do. And now I can put that in another bowl. Alright, so this eggplant is good for me now. I'll take this out into my little bowl. Small bowl. See, I have the skin on the eggplant and the flavor, it smells good. And the flavor is in there. So you don't have to curry it. Because if I curry everything, make everything look like a Trinidad food only. But I want anybody to be able to eat this food. You can put soy sauce, you can put stuff, if you like salt, you can put those things. But I don't use those things. So I don't put them in my food. But you could add any kind of other flavor you want to your food. I just don't want no more flavor because I eat it for health. So and salt is enough. Salt is really good enough for me because I find I get enough flavor like that. So that's done. See, two things done. Boom, boom. Right. Now my greens is steaming. Woo! That's steaming already. And my thing is almost done here too. Get another bowl for that. You got a bowl here. Okay. Put it in this bowl here. I already put salt and pepper in there, so I know you have enough. And like I say, if you want more, you could always add more. As you're eating it, you could sprinkle a little more salt. But we're trying to hold on the salt too much for the pressure, you know? It would look nice. Nice. It's healthy stuff. See this? Yep. You don't have to cook this to melt it down. You could cook this down to melt into a paste, into almost like a paste if you want to. But I don't want to because I want to taste the chunkiness. So I'm going to take that out now. Using my flat spoon. I'm going to take that out of there. Turn that off. That's good enough. And I'm going to take this out of here. Into my bowl. And a nice curry smell. But I didn't want to cook it down too tight. You know, I want it to be like this. Because you can actually eat this raw. You don't have to cook this. So if you eat it raw, why you have to cook it until it melts into something, you know? You don't have to. I have some nice peppers in here from my garden. Ooh, smell good. Because like I said, you can eat this raw, right? People boil this in water and drink the water. Or just put it in hot water and let it soak and drink that water. Or you eat it raw. Or if so since you can do all of that, you don't have to cook forever and ever. Unless you want it to cook for a long time, you can do that too. So these food provide options. You get the same benefit no matter what you do. Fact is, eat the right thing and stay healthy. So look at that, that's done. See? So gradually my food is coming out. Everything that remains going to cook another time. Look at that. I got my eggs, I got my fish, and we're going to do yep, that's good. This is still good, and this is still working here. All right, so let me check on this vegetable here again, see if it's good. All right, it's steaming up nice. See, there's some squash in here too. Some carrots, some squash, some spinach, some cabbage, and some Asian cabbage. So this is good. See, this is done right here. Okay, you gotta add nothing to this. If you want to add salt and pepper, you can add that anytime. But I don't have to add anything to that. Just need a container to put that in right now. And drop it in one of these big containers right here. So that's done. See, that didn't take long, and it's still nice and crunchy. See? And I didn't put no water. I didn't put no water in here. So this, I have this every meal I eat. Different kinds of greens, but I must have at least 4 or 5 leafy green vegetables in my meal. Whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner, I make sure and have 4 or 5 of those in here. That's good, right? So that's done. Stove off. See? So only one more thing going. Let's see how she's looking here. What is bad boy looking? It's the pork chop. It's pork chop, my baby. You know, she's gonna eat the pork chop. I'm gonna eat the shrimp and eggs. Now, I might eat pork chop later when I eat them some dinner. Then I'm gonna eat some pork chop. Right now, I'm focusing on the breakfast time. This pork chop needs a little more time to be done. But other than that, everything else is rolled. Then we have the sausage. I boil the sausage and we throw this water out of the sausage and boil it again. See all the stuff water there? So if she want to eat this, right, now you're taking out most of that stuff out of it. It still be processed, but you reduce some of the process by boiling it the second time and getting out most of that salt. You might say, well, it will taste thing. Boy, no. The thing has so much salt that you can't, it don't matter if you do it twice, it's still salty, right? So I'm gonna add some more water to that, boil some water and add some more water to that, and then cook boil one more time. So I'm gonna add some more water to this and boil it a little bit more. Because let me tell you something, these things so salted, and like I said, I'm not eating that, but the wife might eat it. All right, so in case she wanted, I want it to be good for her too. She likes for that taste only sometimes, every once in a while. But these things so salted, and so much, I boil it twice, and it still be salted. So don't be afraid to boil it twice if you want to get rid of the salt and want to eat this. Because you know sometimes we want the whole taste. And we cut these up and put a little tomato and stuff in it. Right? But that's something I can leave at the side because you know, deal with that separately. That's something I might not even eat unless she wants to eat it. But I like to give options, you know? Because I'm not cooking for her, I'm cooking for me, but I realize that she's not diabetic. So sometimes she could eat some stuff that's not exactly like mine, but she don't hardly ever do that though. I just be trying to facilitate just, you know, to be fair. But she'd be like, you don't need to be fair. I'm eating what you're eating. It's all right, okay. So, let me check on my steak, my pork chop. I think they're done now. I think these are good. Pretty good. I'm going to take these out. Yep. Starting to burn in the seasonings are starting to burn in the pot. See? Take these out. Yep. These are good. Yep, these are good. The seasonings starting to burn a little bit in the pot, that's all. But they're good enough. They cook, they steam nice in the water and they boil in their own water. See? So I don't have to add any water into these. There we go. There goes. I'll leave one a little bit more. I'll leave one there for a second. And that's it. So I'm done. Really. I'm leaving out there, but I'm turning the stove off. So as far as I'm concerned, it's over. So just turn this stove off and let that one finish up on its own. And I have only one stove on, is that thing boiling there. And that's it. And I'm basically done. And that was less than an hour. But see, I did all of it one time. If I do one of these part at a time, whoo, I'll be like going and going and going and going and going and going. But you can do one at a time, because not everybody can do like me. Because I know my taste, I know my food, I know how much seasoning I have to put, I know it's tasting good, I have to taste everything. So we finish here now. This is the finish here. We have 2 slices of toast. We don't eat much bread. But since I have the eggs and the eggplant and so on, I do 1 slice toast for me, 1 for my wife. This is a sort of a wheat toast. And I ate this before, I know it doesn't create too much effect if I eat 1 slice. So we're ready to go. So I'm going to put together and take out my meal in a minute here. All right, so now, since we finished, and I haven't eaten since I've been fasting since last night. Like I said, my blood sugar is at 77, and I've been fasting, I'm hungry. And with all this cooking, actually the cooking kind of fulled me. But 2 things happened, let me explain this. I was really hungry this morning, and I feel my legs getting weak, like I need, my blood sugar was dropping. But what happens is that when that happens to you, I know once my sugar is low, my kidney kicks in and start pumping sugar back into my body. That's when it's burning fat, and I can feel my blood sugar come back up, and I feel normal again. So a lot of time we don't let our body go into that mode to where we get that hungry, to where the kidney kicks in and start working and providing the body with sugar. And we should do that. Sometimes you have to fast 8, 9, 10, 12 hours to achieve that. But I love that feeling where you get weak, and then you get really strong. Like now I don't have to eat again right now if I don't want to. Because I went through that I forget what they call it, ketosis, something like that. But I don't know the technical for it, but I know it works. And I feel good again. So I'm not as hungry as I was 30 minutes ago. I can tell my kidney kicked in and start working. And again, that helps me maintain a good body weight also. And it's also good for your health and for your heart and stuff, for your body to go through that. I think they say that's how we were designed to be, hungry sometimes. So it's good to try that sometime, right? But for now, with all that said, I'm still gonna eat though. So I'm gonna take out my plate for breakfast and test myself. So I get me some shrimp, because this is all for me, because Mario don't eat shrimp. So this is all for me, so I can take as much as I want. And I know this is not gonna affect me, so I can pack it in my plate. And I can take as much of this as I want, because it's not gonna affect me either. I can pack it in my plate. Give me a piece of fish, give me some of the nicest sauce on that fish there. And like I said, we eat this for dinner too. No rice and stuff now, okay? Yeah. And sometimes we eat a little rice, but not too often. A little eggplant here, boom, look at that. A little eggplant here. Yep. And there's gonna be a big plate. And a little bit of bitter melon here. Right there. Yep. Yeah, baby. Move that aside. And add me some of my greens. Now you tell me if this is not good eating and tasty. Look at that. And I'm ready to go. No pork chop in here right now because that's later. So I'm ready to go. This is my plate. See? So I'm gonna go and sit. My wife is gonna take out her plate. We're gonna sit together at the table, chat a little bit, laugh a little bit, and enjoy this meal. And again, my target is, after I eat this meal, starting at 77 this morning, I should be under 140 in an hour and a half after I eat this meal. And if you watch my videos all the time, you would know that type 2 diabetes, under 180 is good. Under 140 is normal people. And I think I reversed my diabetes, so I want to be normal. So I eat food to hit under 180, under 140. When I hit under 180, I limit those foods. I don't eat them as often. Under 140, I eat them over and over. Over 180, I don't ever eat it again. If it spiked me that high, I don't want it no more. Or I have to drop a portion and try it again to get it under 180. Sometimes changing the portion helps. So the food might be bad, but the portion. But one thing I don't eat is processed food. I don't use no processed seasonings. I don't use no processed canned food or no boxed food or any other stuff. It's all fresh, everything fresh herbs, which I was doing all my life. I used to do when I was younger, but then I stopped and became sophisticated. So I know all the powders possible, and all the boxes possible, and all the easy cooking possible, and all the packets possible, and all the frozen possible. I regret I did that, but it's part of life, so what? I enjoyed it when I was doing it, so now I enjoy this when I change back to my old ways, right? Because I'm getting healthy again, and I'm enjoying it so much. So, all right, let me go. After all this work, my legs are tired, my mouth is tired, and I'm hungry enough to eat all of this, all right? So I'll be back in about an hour and a half after and let you know how this thing works, all right? Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you. All right, it's been an hour and a half, and I wanted to come back with my results in front of all the food, because this was a combination for the ages. I knew it was a good combination, and that's why I did it, because I wanted everybody to see how you could do a lavish meal with lots of stuff cooked and everything healthy, and no spike in your blood sugar, pressure, acid reflux, cholesterol, nothing. Everything is clean. This was really good. I knew it was going to be good, but I'm happy I was able to take the time and share it. You see? Now, we did not eat the sausage, okay? So that would have made a difference, but I cooked it, but we never really do anything with it, okay? It's a little tiny piece was cut off. But everything else we ate, and it was beautiful. I had a good time. My wife had a good time. But I'm pleased to show you my eating. 91, right? So I started at 77 and I closed in an hour and a half at 91, right? That means my blood sugar never really spiked high with this food. Never spiked high. My body didn't have to produce a whole bunch of insulin to deal with the sugar in the body. Because type 2 diabetes is basically your pancreas not producing enough insulin, and so we got to produce extra insulin to compensate, right? Because you're not using your body not using the insulin good enough to get rid of the sugar. So when you eat the carbohydrates and sugar, your body produces way more insulin, and that spikes your blood up really, really high because the sugar remains in your blood, right? So when I eat a meal like this, I know my pancreas don't have to produce all that insulin to cope with, because no more sugar coming in. And I'm getting enough, a little bit of variety here to get enough energy. The bread give me some sugar, a few of these things with a little bit of sugar in it. That's enough energy. I'm feeling good, I'm feeling full, lots of fiber. I can fast another 5-6 hours for another meal. So I'm good. So this was a good combination, very, very good. Hope you enjoy that. Hope you learn something from that, and see you can cook a whole set of dishes, and if you monitor them properly, you can cook a set of dishes that are really good and healthy and with no spike in your blood sugar. Man, 77 to 91, beautiful.
Let's see it again.
You know, under 40 is my goal, and I will share together. Actually, we'll see together where I started at 77 and close off at 91. I come on at 91 after an hour and a half, right? And so I'm able to keep my blood sugar with this eating almost all the time under 115, under 100 most of the time, right? So again, thanks for coming, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed, share, try some of the things, try your own different meals, and let me know what I could try, what else I can try, and I enjoy eating, I enjoy sharing, and keep my diabetes under control. And if you're pre-diabetic, if you're diabetic, if you don't want to be diabetic, if you want to just be healthy, you don't want high cholesterol, you don't want acid reflux, you don't want those things, eat like I do, eat healthy food, eat natural food, and believe me, from my experience, it works. No pains in my joints anymore, no pains in my body. I used to have lots of body pains, lots of joint pains. I thought it was arthritis, didn't know it was inflammation from all the processed food I was eating. No pain, I'm pain-free, right? So I feel really, really good. If there's anything else wrong with me, I don't know yet, but I know this has been cleared up really good, right? So this eating is not fun to me, it is really serious, and I'm really serious about encouraging and helping people to control diabetes, avoid diabetes, and understand that diabetes leads to so many diseases: heart attack, stroke, high blood pressure. It leads to so many things that you think that's all you have, but diabetes is the foundation of so much problems in your, especially inflammation that insulin causes in your body, and weight gain, right? So my goal is to continue encouraging and sharing my experience. None of this is professional, none of this is scientific. It's just, this is what Oswald did, this is what Bego did, and it's working for Bego. And today Bego is extremely happy because I can eat this all day long and my blood sugar is going nowhere. You see? And I know I'm getting enough energy to function and enough nutrients to feed my whole body properly. All right? So come on back, check out my videos. This is a long one, but I really wanted it to be. I didn't mind because I want to do all of this, and I keep doing it, and I have some more for you, and I will just keep kicking them out and keep helping. All right? Blessings. Thank you very much. I appreciate everything. All right?